Good morning, O'Neill. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. It is Thursday, April 16th. It's pretty darn chilly outside, and the weather said it's supposed to snow 2 to 6 inches tonight. That doesn't sound like spring to me. Well, I hope everyone's doing well, staying safe and healthy. And we have Chromebook distribution today from 3 to 7 p.m. And then on Friday, again, from 10 to 1 p.m. So if I've sent you out a text or an email, please come and pick up your Chromebook. And then also we have food distribution on Friday from 10 to 11:30. So please make sure to come then. Today, our story is A Picnic in October. And I love this story because it's about an Italian-American family and how their kind of immigration story and a little bit about Statue of Liberty again. And I wanted to share with you some pictures from my family because that's me. I'm an Italian-American immigrant. Well, my family is. This is a picture of my grandma and grandpa. So grandma is Nonna and grandpa is Nonno, but we always called him Papa. And then this is his mother and then her parents. And so that would be my bis Nonna, bis Nonno, and then my other bis Nonna. I never met them. They passed away, I think, before I was born. But this is their wedding picture in their town, Castel San Vincenzo. And you can see there, it's just, no streets. It's just kind of dirt road and all of that. And that was about in the 1940s. So that's an interesting picture. And then my dad came to America when he was about 10 years old in the 60s. And this is his passport picture with his family. So this is my dad, Domenico. And then this is his sisters, Nicolina and Claudia. My aunt hates this picture, so I'm sorry I'm showing it. But this is their family picture of when they came to America in the 60s. And just something interesting, when my dad came here when he was 10 years old, he was put in a kindergarten class in the Chicago Public Schools to learn English. And so my aunt was also put in like a first or second grade class for a couple months to learn English. And she was 14 years old. So it is way different now, and you should be very glad that you are part of a school and you're becoming biliterate in Spanish and English. And this is just a really interesting thing to remember and part of our history. And I'm very proud to be the daughter of an Italian-American immigrant. And you should be proud of your heritage too. So let's get to reading our book, A Picnic in October. And this is by Eve Bunting, one of my favorite authors. Dad, Mom, and I take the bus to Battery Park. We're carrying the stuff for the birthday picnic. Mom has the cake. It's October 28th, bright and sharp and cold, really cold. Why do we always have to do this? I ask Mom. A picnic in October is dumb. This is the way Grandma wants it, Mom says, and that's the end of it. When we get to Battery Park, I see Grandma right away. She's wearing her bright green coat. The wind ruffles the fur collar around her neck. Grandpa's with her, and Uncle Joe and Aunt Louise, and my cousins Rosa and Mike. They're loaded with picnic stuff too. We all hug and kiss. Grandpa reaches inside his overcoat and gives Rosa and Mike and me licorice sticks. He keeps a row of them in his top jacket pocket, the way other people keep pens. He's wearing his usual black hat. Rosa said he wears that hat to bed, but I don't think so. We'd better hurry and get in the ferry line, Aunt Louise says. I look at the line and I can see we're going to have have a long wait. We stomp our feet and blow in our hands. Across the island, the Statue of Liberty stands, green and gleaming. She is all spruced up a few years back, Grandma says. She sure looks good for her age. Grandpa strokes Grandma's cheek. Like you too, sweetheart, he says. Grandpa can be sloppy. Mike holds the cake now in a see-through container. Remember last year? Remember trying to get all the candles to fit on here? I nod. We only brought 10 this time. Grandma says when you're real old, you don't care about having one for every year anyway. A woman with a thick braid of black hair pulls at my arm. She's wearing a long colored skirt and brushes the ground beneath her coat. There's a little girl with her and a man in loose white pants that flap in the wind. The woman tugs harder on my arm and points to the ferry, which is chugging away from the dock. She's talking to me and I don't understand the words, but I can see she's worried. What's she saying? Mike asks. I think she's worried because the boat's gone, I say. I smile at the woman. It's okay. I say there'll be another boat. I point at the ferry, and then at the end of the line, then back to the ferry. I make a turnaround sweep with my arm. Another will come. She smiles and nods. I can tell she understands and feels better. What's so wonderful about America is all the different people from countries all over the world and the languages that they bring. And we all just have to take our time and help each other to make sure we know what's going on. So he did a very nice thing. Mike snickers. Man, you look like a third base umpire waving your arms like that. You look like a dork. Don't be rude, Mike, Grandma says. Tony was being kind. You are not being kind. I wiggle my ears at Mike, and that makes him laugh, so Grandma gives him another disapproving stare. The next ferry comes, and we manage to squeeze on. I watch for the woman and her family, but they don't make it onto this boat. I hope they don't give up. The grown-ups rush inside where it's warm, but we just put our stuff in there and run to the front of the boat. We pretend to throw up over the railing. There's nobody up at the bow, so we spit into the wind and see who it blows back on. Spit is lucky. Ew, I don't like that. I wouldn't want spit on me. Liberty Island is coming closer. The statue is getting bigger. And that's the ferry that they're on. We straggle off the dock, lugging the picnic stuff. The island is crowded, but Dad finds a grassy spot and the grown-ups spread the blankets. The three of us run around. That's the Verrazano Bridge, I say. Mike points. There's Brooklyn. Brooklyn is where Mike and Rosa live. Sailboats dip into the wind. There's Ellis Island, Rosa says, in a reading kind of way. 17 million immigrants entered the United States of America through Ellis Island. We learned that in school. You told us last year, I say. Rosa's offended. So, I'll read you a book about Ellis Island tomorrow. Tony, Rosa, Mike. Dad calls. Chow time, Mike says. We all sit on the blankets except for Grandma and Grandpa. We brought the folding chairs for them. There's a ton of food. Our paper plates keep blowing away. We try throwing them back like frisbees, but the wind carries them in the other direction, and we have to chase them again. We dump them in the trash. The ginger ale is so cold it burns my throat. I can't wait till we can get together like this as a family, big family, and have picnics again. Lady Liberty gazes down on us with her calm old eyes. You'd think she's getting tired holding her arm up like that, Rosa says. I groan. Give us a break. She's not real. Grandma frowns. She's not alive, if that's what you mean, but she's certainly real, and so is what she stands for. She smiles at Grandpa. It's time for the birthday. Light the candles, Luigi. The wind blows out every match Grandpa lights. The candle leans toward Staten Island, and the wicks get stuck in the frosting. We straighten them and make our hand barrier between them and the wind. It's a miracle they stay lit while Dad lifts the cake for Grandma to blow them out. They go with one huff when we take our hands away. Brava, Bella, Grandpa cries. Brava means you're wonderful in Italian. Bella means beautiful. Grandpa is being sloppy again. Dad refills our paper cups and we stand to face Lady Liberty. Happy birthday, we shout. We touch cups and drink. When I came from the old country, Grandma says, I came out here and I said, thank you, Lady Liberty. Thank you for taking me in. I spoke in Italian, of course, but she understands all languages. This is America, and I am here, and I am part of it, I thought. She says this every time. Grandma thinks the statue is such a big deal. Grandpa leads us in a happy birthday song to Lady Liberty. Then Grandma begins to recite the famous words. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. There's more. She recites them here on Lady Liberty's birthday every single year. Not much wonder she knows them by heart. Rosa does too. She's very uppity about it. Grandma blows kisses, so we feel we have to too. I sincerely hope no one is watching. After that, we pack up what's left of the picnic and walk to the back part of the island, called the Mall. There's a birthday program there too. A brass band is playing. The veterans of the foreign wars are having a parade. What a party Lady Liberty is having. We stay for a while, then we come back around. I see a woman in her long bright skirt with the man and the little girl. I grin. Look, there she is. They made it, I say. They got on the ferry. Grandma nods. I bet they're new Americans. I know how they feel. They are staring up at the statue, and then the man says something, and they hold hands, and they bow their heads. The way they stand so still, so respectful, so peaceful, makes me choke up. Maybe they've come to an end of a long journey, farther than just Battery Park to Liberty Island. I put my arm around Grandma and hold my cup of ginger ale up to Lady Liberty. I think I'm seeing her for the very first time. Brava, Bella, I say. Happy birthday. And I don't care who's watching. There you go. Well, I really liked that story, and I hope you did too. And I hope you have a very thankful Thursday.